Welcome, race fans, to WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca, about to kick off series for the Red Sox Racing League. I hope everybody's ready for this, because I know I am. There you go, Red Sox Racing League ready to take on this famed track. 11 turns here to take place tonight, and I want to give a little bit of information about this series because people might not know. This is a GTE Challenge D series, and I am so excited to be watching this. I've been waiting on this for a few weeks now. Very much looking forward to it because we don't have a lot of road events here at ESPN, so it brings a lot to our channel, and hopefully it does bring a lot to these guys because from what I've seen so far, these guys know how to road race, and it's going to be very fun. And it's a packed place. Like, I'm not going to lie, this is a great turnout for a road event. I mean, right now we're at 26 drivers, actually 28 drivers. 26 have put down a lap, so it's going to be very fun, and I cannot wait. I want to give some information about this league. For everybody that does not know, in case you are wondering, it is probably one of the longest running leagues in iRacing service, which is pretty awesome. John Henry, the owner of the Red Sox Major League Baseball team, was one of the founders actually for this league, which is pretty awesome because, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's actually one of the founders that has invested in iRacing, if I'm not mistaken. I could be a little bit wrong about that, but I believe that's who it was. So pretty cool. So, of course, if you want to know a little bit more, they had administrators such as Nim Cross, who is the lead steward over at iRacing, who does all the band. Everybody knows who Nim is, let's be honest. It's on iRacing. Shannon Whitmore, Jeff Thomas, and currently Les Turner and Terry DeWall, and I hope I said his name right. I think it's Dahl, are the current administrators. Les Turner has been in the league since the beginning, and then, of course, Terry joined back in 2010 and became administrator in 2017. They actually had a former F1 driver with them. I'm sitting here reading this from what I was given, so it's pretty cool just looking at it. But they did have a female F1 driver that raced with them, and of course schedule gets in the way sometimes, so you know how that goes. But I went down through their list members. These guys are stacked, and I'm not going to lie, like they are very much with the group. And there's going to be some very fast good guys in here. For everybody that don't know, this is a 30-minute timed event. It's not an endurance race. I don't like to call it an endurance race unless it's over 2 hours. So I like to call it a sprint race, if that makes more sense, because it is a quick 30 minutes. It does not take long. So these guys are basically going all out for everything that they can. And they take pride in the drivers that they got. And they take pride in the history that they have. As long as they've been around, they should take the history or be happy with that, because not a lot of leagues can do that anymore or say that anymore. So pretty cool. They also have a bunch of other stuff. We're going to get into all this. For anybody that wants to know, Ross Booth was the Series C champion. We are coming on board with these guys to broadcast 12 races. This being the first one, and I believe it was Silverstone, I believe, was next week. Yeah, Silverstone is next week, the Barber the week after. So, very much looking forward to this. It's one of my favorite types of racing to do. And you guys know me. Everybody that watches ESPN knows I'm an oval racer at heart. But for people that don't know me too much, I love road racing. That's what my team, Overtake Motorsports, was kind of built towards, that and oval both. And we competed in all the 24-hour events and endurance races, and we've really done well in them. So I'm really excited to be able to call this series for these guys, because I think it very well could climb the top of the board for ESPN and being one of our top broadcasts that we do, and it's very cool to do. So I'm very anxious to be able to do that, and hopefully we bring you all good coverage, because that's the most important thing. It is bringing you all good coverage, trying to keep you informed with everything. And it's going to be a little bit different because everybody knows I'm a redneck from the South. They call it a road race. It's kind of weird, but it is one of my favorite things to do. So anyway, a little bit about the information for this league, about the race format tonight. These guys do not run full field mileage, because if so, 30 minutes, you could run a full race in 30 minutes on a packed fuel tank, let's be honest. So they actually have shorter fuel cells or lower fuel cells in the car. They only start with 35% fuel tank capacity, and that's going to allow for a lot more strategy. And there was some interesting stuff that I'm going to go over here in just a moment. Qualifying is about to take place. This is 15-minute qualifying, so we're going to be watching this very close. But there was some interesting things that I was reading when I got the email about the race format. So, one of the things I was reading about the race format, not only the field strategy thing, you actually, at the end of the race, and most of the time, anybody that races iRacing or even watch broadcasts, at the end of the race, you see a lot of cars just pulling off to the left, going down the access roads, in the grass, whatever, shutting their car off, hopping out of the car, exiting the race over, you know. Okay, nothing wrong with that. That's fine. These guys actually do it a little bit different. At the end of the race, you actually have to make it back to pit road. And they do this to try to make it as more realism and stuff as possible. And as qualifying is getting started here we go. And we'll watch this driver right here heading out on the track and they pop up his qualifying order. There we go. So Terry Dahl is heading out onto the track in at number 53, BMW M8 GTE, one of my favorite cars, one of the newer road cars on iRacing, I guess we should say, one of the top newer ones. But anyway, you have to make it back to pit road at the end of the race. If you do not, 4 points will be taken off your pit or your point total for the race. So we'll have a little bit more information as this goes on, but it's very cool. So here we go. Qualifying is underway. And I know that was a lot of stuff to handle because I speak very fast because I really wanted to get focused on qualifying. So watching number 53, Terry Dahl right now, rolling up and heading up to one of the most famous corners in all of motorsports, the corkscrew. If you do not know, turns 7, 8, and 8A as he heads up to the hill. And you're going to see that. And look what kind of view this is. If you've never seen Leguna Seca, this is what makes this track so famous. Known as the corkscrew, here you go, right there. Very tough right hand, left hand turns, or left and then right hand turn down that little hill. And Terry will be the first driver actually putting down a lap, so we're kind of going with him for the start of it. Jeff Ryan is out here on track as well. I've seen him race plenty of times. Very good on pretty much everything he drives, so we're going to be watching this, see how he does here tonight as well, along with some of these other guys. Les Turner is in here. Tommy Ryan. I think I'm actually pronouncing his name right. Might be Rain in the 18, who I'm actually thinking of. So here we go. Terry has started his green flag lap, and as he works through the first few corners here, heading into now what would be turn 4, and get ready to start to climb back up the hill as soon as he hits turn 5. And he'll start working back up towards that corkscrew right here is turn 5, in case anybody wants to know. We'll work up this into turn 6, and then you'll start to climb up the hill. And we are going to stay with him. He will be putting down the first fast lap. That's why we're really focused on him right now. The 125s will definitely be faster than that here in just a moment. So that's why we're currently watching him. May have been a little off track there. Not sure if that's going to count or not. We'll have to watch and see. As he does work down through the corkscrew, exiting the corkscrew into turn number 9 and 10. And then, of course, you come up to the final tough left-hand turn. Very good passing opportunity here if you can get to that inside. Here he comes off turn 11. And there you have it. There's your lap around with Seca. And that lap, unfortunately, not going to count for him, so we'll hop back. Here you go. Not going to butcher your last name, John. I apologize. Just have to deal with me. But he does jump up to second place. David Shutt currently top of the board. Mark Wilson put down a lap. As a 52 actually jumps up as well. I'm going to have to get with these guys and actually get their names here by next week. There's the Ford GTE out on track. Just go look at that. Detroit Tigers on the side of that car. So you do actually have a lot of cars in here that do have the MLB type theme on the side of their car, hence the name Red Sox Racing League, which is pretty cool. Me personally, I'm an Atlanta Braves fan. I've just been an Atlanta Braves fan. I was growing up, though, in the minor league system with AA and AAA or whatever. I believe it's AA now, with the Detroit Tigers. So that's what made me think of that. My dad actually grew up in the farm system working with that organization. I think he worked with it for like 18 years and eventually it transferred over to the White Sox, and now it's the Pirates. But pretty cool. So we're watching Robert right now, about to put down his quick lap. One of his quick laps anyway. David Shutt still on top of the board. Dave Hill currently in second. And at number 13, Ford GTE. Right now we got 2 Ford GTEs at the top of the board. Here comes another one. Let's see how Robert does. He exits turn 11. Currently 16th, looking to move up. And he does. Moves up to 5th. Pretty solid. Just had a BMW jump up to 52 of Olivier. I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. Probably not. You guys in the chat can let me know if I'm butchering it. So I want to hop over to this Ferrari 488 GTE, number 33 van, Sutcliffe, and watch as he works off turn 11. See what kind of lap he puts down right now, a 119.373, which is a very good lap. Coming to the start-finish line. And going to cross it, and he's going to put down a 121.716, actually a little bit slower that time. So let's jump back a little bit here in the field. Mark Allen, the Ferrari GTE, getting ready to work up turns 5 and 6 as he exits turn 5, climb the hill. Of course, headed towards that ever so famous corkscrew. Great on-car shot here in car view. Working up the hill. See the braking zones here. Very tough passing zone here. It's not one of the places you really want to try to make a pass. To be honest, we've seen multiple wrecks happen there. As he works now through turns 10 and headed towards 11. Look at your weather real fast. 85-degree track hit. Perfect track conditions. It is late afternoon. I believe it's late afternoon. Not be early morning, but I believe it's late afternoon. Crossing the start-finish line. Currently 22nd. And not going to improve. I believe that off-track definitely hurt him, it looks like. So we'll jump up to Kevin Kyle. Currently 14th with a 121.205, the best lap on that BMW M8. One of my favorite cars to run here in the service as well for iRacing. And here he comes, working into turn 11. One thing these guys are going to have to be careful of is when we take the green flag, that turn 1 tires are still going to be a little bit cool or cold, so they're going to have to get some heat in the tires. As he jumps up to 11th, 126.43. Actually jumped back just a little bit. We actually had a spin just a minute ago. Let's see, where'd he go? Is him? I think so. Tommy Rain, coming off turn 11, currently 7th right now, 124.58. 119, that's going to jump him up quite a bit. Jumps him up to 5th. Good lap there. See, it's getting a little dark looking out here. Dennis Griffin currently running right now in 18th at 121.622. Looking to beat that in the 4th GT. That time definitely a little bit slower. 7 minutes still left here in qualifying. So plenty of time to be able to get that good lap that you want in. Jody Green, the number 4 car, working up the hill. Currently in 8th place right now. You see him on the qualifying ticker, or 121.80 at the moment as he works through the corkscrew. There's a great look at that view. He works out of that in turn number 9. Jody, of course, looking to beat a 119.373 as he works through turn 10 into 11. Great place to gain some time, and there he goes. And he's going to put down, let's see if he can move up. Currently in 9th now, just jumped back. Definitely not the lap time he wanted. Looks like that did not count, actually, so he must have had an off track somewhere, I would say so. Tommy actually jumps up. Kevin Rodell, currently 12th, working up the hill. He is driving the Ford GT as well. Awkward spot right there for him. And he actually may be slowing down. It looks like he will. Here's the 27 of Mark Antonio. Is it Antonio? Yeah, Antonio. I don't know. I'll butcher names, Justin. Let me know if you're in the chat and you've been familiar with this group for a while now. Besides the leaders, who are you currently watching? Is there a guy that you're pulling for? Let me know right now in the chat if there's a certain driver that you're pulling for. Or maybe there's not. Maybe you're just here to watch some road racing, because I know that's one of the coolest things about this service is going to be, or about this season, is the amount of drivers we're having show up for these races. I'm going to be honest, if we have this all season, we are going to see some excellent racing. Hopefully we do, because that'd make it really good and really cool for everybody. Mark Wilson currently in 11th right now. Lewis Morga currently working through turns 5 and 6. Currently 9th right now with a 120, driving that Ferrari, which is my favorite car, to be honest. I don't know, between that and the BMW, that BMW is pretty nice, but the Ferrari's up there as well. I think they're about even with me anyway. Currently in 9th place, looking to move up in that Monster Energy Ferrari as he works through turns 8 at the moment. I apologize, turn 9 and 10 at the moment. Into 11. Currently in 10th place. Looking to jump up. Does actually improve to 7th with a 120.154. So a solid lap there for him. Scott Hustad currently in 12th. And that Porsche 991 RSR, that's the one car we haven't really spoke about this season right now. There's actually not a lot of Porsches actually running. I'm only counting 3 Porsche, I believe, that I see running. 3 or 4. I believe there's only 3, I do believe. Let's see what Scott can do here. Currently 12th right now with a 120.570, his fastest lap. Randy Yoakum actually just headed out on track as well. As we watch Scott work up to the top of the corkscrew and down. With a good looking car in there though. Great looking paint scheme on that. So one of the things that's going to be key for tonight's race, guys, for anybody that does not know, is the pit road. And I say that about every race pretty much. You can lose a race on pit road, and that's one thing with the times being so close right now. You do not want to have a pit road penalty. These guys do have pit limiters, but sometimes it's very easy to not click it on or still speed on pit road. And that's one of the best strategies. Spend as little time as you can on pit road. So it's going to be interesting because this is only a 30-minute race. I don't expect tires to be taken, to be completely honest. I would say just fill it up as much as you can and go. With a 30-minute race, I don't think tires are going to be that much of a big issue here with the track temp. So that's something we're going to be really watching close. As Scott does jump out of the top 12, now into 10th place. We've just seen that happen. Mark Wilson trying to get this lap in. See how he does here in a minute. Terry actually jumps up to 5th. Did not see that coming. 119.762 for Terry Dahl as he works through the first part of the tracks now. In turn 4. Great looking view. We got some really good cameras here tonight. We watch David Shutt work up to the top of the corkscrew now. Currently in 3rd, looking to try to pick up about a little over a 10th to try to jump up and grab that top spot away. He's not going to have much more time left. This may be his last lap, to be honest. 46 seconds remain here in qualifying. Yeah, he may have just lost. Actually, he is coming to the green flag, so he is going to have time, I believe, to get this lap in. You see him actually swerving, trying to get some heat in them tires. It's going to be a very important lap. But let's actually ride on board him as he heads down into turn 1. Why I should do this, guys, I apologize. I gotta fix something for you guys so you can see a little bit better. There we go. We are riding on board with David Shutt at the moment. Currently in 3rd place. Now you see qualifying running out, and that's okay. This right here might actually hurt David. He's got a little bit of traffic in front of him. He's got about 1 minute and 50 seconds to get there, and that might cost him right there. Maybe an off track. See anybody else out there maybe trying to get a lap? Oh, he just jumped it. Terry went for a ride. That's one thing. Look how quick it can happen here at Leguna Seca. Send it in there. Over it goes and into the wall. One thing that these guys are going to have to definitely be watching tonight is in lap cars. If they come up on them, definitely can cost you the race. And that's one thing you don't want to happen. If you're starting towards the back, be very cautious here early, and you very well may gain some spots. Mark actually jumped up to 2nd, I believe. How about that? 3rd and 4th place tied. David Shutt and Tommy Rain currently tied for 3rd and 4th. It does go to the 11 car. As David Hill works off turn number 11. Coming to the checkered flag here. Looking to try to move up, and he's not even going to cross the start-finish line, so that's not going to count. Everybody else, I believe, is done qualifying, with the exception of Tommy, who's just out there putting some laps in, getting a little bit of practice, and you see him actually pulling off. So qualifying now is officially done. So the 52 are going to grab the pole. Olivier, is it Torcott? I don't want to butcher names, guys. I apologize. I know that's probably not how you say it, but congratulations to him. First pole of the season for him, or first starting grid number 1 for him tonight. Of course, Dave Hill, the winner of Series A and Series B this year. Ross Booth, who is not in here tonight, was winner last season for them in Series C. Here is Series D, and we're about to get started as the starter engines are being fired up. So we're going to get a look here at the top spot. If we hop back here, there's your look at your leader. How about that paint scheme? Let's rock it old school. If we get a look here at your grid, there you go. 52 cars you see right here in front of you. Olivier picking up the pole position. Tommy Ryan picking up road number 1 as well. Road number 2, we got Mark Antone in the 27. David Shutt. Dave Hill, the last season winner. Terry Dahl in the 53, going to be starting alongside him. As you get a look at the rest of your field, there's row number 4. Row number 5, we got Lewis Morgan and Mark Wilson. Row 6, Scott Hosted, Les Turner. Row 7, Tyler Stebbins. And there's a ton of guys in here. You can just see we're already back here in the 18th and 17th and 18th. And you got row 10, Mark Allen back there in 20th. Row number 11, there you go. Dennis Griffin going to be rolling off there. Row, what is that, 12? Row 13, 14. Randy Yoakum back there. 15, 30 cars, and 31 to round out the field. So here we go. Ready to kick this season off. You see the Porsche pace car going to lead us a lap around here. Keep in mind, turn 1 going to be very crucial for these guys. Do not want to make the mistake and drive in on very cold tires. So you've got to think about braking a little bit early. You're going to see these guys probably swerving back and forth, trying to get some air in the tires and some heat in them. As we take a look here at your weather conditions, track temp has fallen down to 83 degrees. We started out in 85 and qualified. As we start to roll, about to get this season underway, you're probably going to see a lot of single file actually here at the beginning of this, and then we'll probably double up coming out of turn 10. So that would be my guess anyway. Looking back, you can just see how many cars are in this field. Pretty insane. Great group of guys here, that is for sure. As I mentioned, I've been waiting on this since they contacted me. They contacted me a couple weeks ago. And I was a little scared because, you know, I haven't really got to broadcast a lot of road races. But like I said earlier in the pre-race, it is one of my favorite things to do when I'm not actually broadcasting. I love road racing. Skip Barber's probably my favorite car. And this was before even now the new tire model that's on that car. I just love the car in general. That and Mazdas are always fun for me. Just because, you know, mainly I race oval, but I always do run the 24-hour race, of course, with my team. So we get to run these cars, and very fun. One of the funnest things to do on iRacing. Once again, this is not an endurance race. It's not a long race. This is only 30 minutes. So it's a sprint race. Basically a 23 lap, you know, 23 laps around this place. That's about how long it's going to take. So we'll see how it all plays out. Once again, I am working actually on a custom overlay for these guys. So hopefully next week we'll have it up, hopefully. Fingers crossed if it all goes well. Sometimes I hesitate on making things, so I'm not very good at it. Hopefully we'll have a little bit better opportunity to show you guys and all that stuff and what they're driving. In case it'd be a lot easier to find your driver that you're pulling for. So let me know once again, who you pulling for? That's Pace Car. It's going to drop in. We're about to go green flag. And we're going to kick off Challenge Series D here in the Red Sox Racing League. Green flag is out. We're racing from WeatherTech Leguna Seca. As the 52, Olivia is going to head down into turn one. Remember, turn one is going to be the crucial part of this. We're going to kind of go back and forth, looking back through here. Everybody making it clean and green so far. Look at all them cars. Good gosh almighty. Everybody makes it clean so far. How about that? Great job. We jump back up towards the leaders. They work up to turn number 5. Or I apologize, turn number 4 and 5. One of the biggest turns coming up, that is going to be the corkscrew. We got somebody pulling out a line to pass back through there. Not going to be able to make it. That was the 27 that pulled out. Here we go. I'm going to kind of go through here pretty fast. Coming up to the top of the hill. Jody Green, you see, right there in that red and white Patriot Fire Ferrari. Everybody looks like they made it through for the most part. How about that? Great race right here. A little bit further back in the field. You see it right there. David Berry takes over the 26th position. Definitely a long way to go to get up through the field. Here we go. Oh, for John trying to run down Mark Wilson. Mark Wilson actually has made up a couple spots here. Started back in 10th place. Now showing in the 8th position. Christopher took a peek to the inside of Kevin Kyle. Not going to be able to get there just yet. We jump back up towards the front 4 cars. Here comes a run from that 27. Looked really good off that corner. Ooh, jumped that curve a little bit. David Shutt actually ran off track just a little bit up in front of him. Coming up to the corkscrew. Not going to happen. Dave Hill trying to close that gap up on him. And then right behind him, you got Terry Dahl, who's right behind in 6th place. Remember, once again, these guys only run 30 minutes, so it's around 23 laps, which is what you're seeing. There's a pass right there. David Shutt going to go to second, try to get second. Not going to happen, I don't think. He is still going to have that inside line for the time being. Let's see what happens down into turn 1. Oh, it's going to be tight right here. Down into turn 1. He does got the line. Not making contact. What a great pass by the Ford GT. Yeah, that's a nice looking car too, man. I'm not going to lie. Volt Lightning on the side of that. What a great pass by David Shutt, who now takes over to second place. Out front, the 52 car has checked out. He's now out to a 2.8 second lead over the rest of the field. Back through the back of the field, Randy Yoku. You see some of these guys running around towards the back, just waiting to see if something's going to happen. It could make up some spots. Les Turner's working on Christopher. And not going to be able to do anything with that right now as they come up to the top of the hill into the corkscrew. You see that taking place. Back up towards the front. Once again, David Shutt, Tommy going at it. Here comes Tommy looking back to the inside. Same place that David was able to get him down into turn one. Let's see. Tommy actually making a strong move here. Going to power by him down the straightaway and able once again to take second coming into a braking zone. There we go. How about that pass? Great job by Tommy closing that gap back up and taking it away. Meanwhile, Dave Hill trying to close in on the back of Mark, who's up in fourth place right now. A little bit of dust kick up. Robert right here trying to close in on Terry, who's up in sixth place in that 53. Right behind him, we got Mark Wilson. Mark's been one of the biggest movers so far of the race. Picked up a few spots already. Started back in 10th place, already up to 8th. Now working on 7th place. As they come up the hill. Mark, of course, driving that BMW M8 GTE, working on the Ford right in front of him. Robert able to get a really good run actually out of the corkscrew, which actually helped him space that gap a little bit, run off track just a little bit. Mark took a peek to the inside, might have a chance, down the straightaway. Basically a drag race now down to turn one. Into turn one, and Mark Wilson takes away the 7th spot. So once again, the biggest mover picks up another spot. Not a bad job from 10th to 7th in just 4 laps. "24 minutes still remain here in this race. Jody Green, Kevin Riddell. Jody in that red and white car right there, Patriot Fire car. Kevin right behind him. Oh, we got the leader actually off track. What happened here? He actually has lost a ton of spots. That goes Tommy Ryan. Now let's see if we can find what happened. Here's your replay. Goes off track, kicks up the dirt, around he goes. He's going to have a lot of work to do now. He's not sure exactly how many seconds behind the leader. It's going to be quite a bit. Actually, he has just lost more spots, I believe. No, he did not. He is still running. He is back to 15th, though, so he's got a lot of work to do now to get back up to where he started. He is really fast. He's going to bring that car down pit road, change the tires most likely. The pit stop's underway for him. Remember, 35% of field, so it's going to be interesting. This could be part of his strategy, not sure, unless he's just bringing that car down to change tires. So now the battle's going to be up front for the lead. We got the top 3 cars, Tommy, David, and Mark, all working first, second, and third. Dave Hill, last year's season champion or series champion, currently in 4th. Perry Dahl in 5th at the moment. Working uphill towards the corkscrew. Looking back on one of the Patriot Fire cars as well. Down the hill they go. You see that Ford GTE right behind the Ferrari. Actually kind of sandwiched right now between 2 Ferraris. As Mark also in one. And you got the Ford of Dave Hill right behind them. I think we got pit stops. I thought I seen somebody else coming in. I apologize, I do not. Oh, I see Dave coming in. If anybody wants to know about our pole sitter, where he is right now, showing back in 26th place. Started up in first in that BMW. He's got to run down quite a bit here as he works through the corkscrew as well. Robert right now working on John at 04 and 199, going at it as they work through turns 4. Starting to work uphill, got a little bit loose out of turn number 5 there, heading into turn 6. And up the hill, you got turn 7, 8, and 8A. And to the corkscrew. Good place to make up some time here for the forward behind John. Let's see if he can. Does not look like he can at the moment. So the battle up front starting to pick up once again. David Shutt closing up the gap out of turn 11. Does have a small run, not going to be able to do much with it. They cross the start-finish line. See if we can look at something here for you guys. So far, the fastest lap of the session does go to Olivier, I believe is how you say his name. I keep butchering it. Or pole sitter. Does have the fastest lap at the moment. We're a little bit spaced out here for some of these guys. Remember, 35% field, so it's going to be interesting when we start seeing that gap really close. And when these guys are going to hit pit road. One thing you don't want to do is make that mistake on pit road and cost yourself more time. Once again, I don't think you're going to need tires, but I could be wrong. Still 83-degree track temp. Weather has not really changed since the drop of the green flag. We are now 8 laps into this one. Still 19 minutes remaining. So we are 10 minutes into this one. It's been a good race so far, I'm not going to lie. Been some drama already unfolded. And if that's the way it's going to start this season, it's going to be interesting as we go on. So as we continue to watch the battle for the lead, this is a 3-car breakaway back to Dave Hill, who's stuck in 4th right now. Look at the Volt Racing David Shutt. Looking back at 3rd place. Ferrari as they start to climb up the hill once again. It's a great look at the top 3 as they start to break away. Now, right now, they're at 1.8 seconds over 4th place. Right here's where we see David Shutt actually gain a little bit of time over the leader. Oh, we got somebody off track. Louis Morga goes off the track. There you go. Monster Energy car doesn't lose too much, actually. May have lost a couple spots. He starts to roll again. We're back live, and as you've seen, started in 9th, lost in 2 spots, so showing now back in 11th. I mentioned Mark Wilson earlier. Started in 10th. He's now up 5 spots since the drop of that green flag, and he has done well so far. Working up on Dave Hill, trying to catch Dave Hill. And actually, last time by, Mark Wilson is the fastest car at the moment on the track. Still watching the top 3 at the moment. We'll go back through the field some, see if we can find another one. Here we go. Scott Hustad, Tyler Stevens. This is for 9th place. Coming through turns 5 now. Hop on board at Porsche Pace Car, that Porsche GTE. There's your look back. I love the TV screen that these guys actually have, kind of like a mirror that you have. Very awesome to have in the cars. Sun's starting to set. We still got 16 minutes, so I think the sun's going to stay up for a while, but definitely getting darker out there. So I want to point this out. We are about to the halfway point in this race. If you can make it about another minute and a half, you should be good to go on pits, and you should be able to head down pit road and be able to make it to the end. Keep in mind that you have to actually make it back around the pit road, or you do get a penalty issue, 4-point penalty. So one thing to keep in mind is you got to make sure you have enough to get back around to that. These guys actually did set up the server to allow 35% maximum fuel. Like, they can't go over 35%. So you've got to calculate fuel mileage in these races. And it might not be that bad this week, but I promise at some point during this season, and it may happen still tonight, at some point during this season, there is going to be an issue with that, I promise. Tommy Rain actually falls out of second. I did not see that. He does give up second place. So we got kind of a little gap here between second and third as Dave Hill starts to work on Tommy in that 18 car. And then Mark, of course, working on the 11 for that top spot. A little bit of information about our pole sitter. He has moved back up a little bit, still showing in 22nd position. 27 actually had to get out of the gas there a little bit. That's why you see that gap almost got into the back end. That 11 car, that could have been very bad. Everything kind of balancing and calming down at the moment. But it's about to get crazy. Once we hit pit road, we are past halfway. So as we keep watching these guys, Tyler Stevens working up the hill, still trying to battle for that 9th position over Scott Hustad. Into the corkscrew and down the hill they go. And unable to gain any time at the moment there. Everybody kind of spaced out a little bit here for the most part. Looks like we do got a couple guys that is officially out. Randy Yoakum officially out of the race. We got a car right now on pit road. Berthel, I believe you say his name. Probably butchered it. Double zero car. Who actually not done. He's actually now excellent pit. That's probably what he's done. Up the hill they climb. Back down through the corkscrew once again. Riding on board outside the car with Perry. 53 trying to run down Mark Wilson. Last time by, pretty much even. Both ran a 120. Mark Wilson a little bit faster last time. Actually, I do apologize, Rose. I do not know. That is not Mark Wilson actually in front of him. I apologize. It was actually a lap car. Here we go. Kevin Rydell trying to hold on to 12th. Pull away from Christopher in that 10 car. Able to do a really good job out of turn number 10. Turn 11 looks just as good. The power once again coming back at Christopher. Looks like he's pretty fast on straightaways. Kevin actually started in 15th, so he's up 3 spots so far. This is a very tough turn. It really comes up on you quick. Matt Owens back here trying to hold on to 14. James Crosdale right behind him. David Shutt still leading the way here. Here's a look at your top 10. Like we are coming down to 11 minutes remaining in this race. So the time's starting to tick down. If you're going to make moves, pit roads will be your best chance to make that move. From what I'm thinking anyway. And here we go. Pole sitter on pit road. Actually, I apologize. It's not the pole sitter, I do not believe. No, he was actually currently second when he came down pit road. No, I apologize. He was the leader at the time. And he's done away gas only for him. You gotta be careful saying that over the radio because you never know who's listening. But I'm sure everybody already knows. James Prochell also on pit road. So pit stops are starting to take place. Multiple cars starting to come. Dennis Griffin on pit road as well. We should be seeing these guys hit pit road here any second coming up. As they work down through turns 9 and 10. See if they hit pit road this time. Not going to happen just yet, so let's jump back, see if Dave Hill comes. Not going to happen. Mark Wilson's going to bring it down pit road. Oh, man, I thought I seen tire smoke. Terry Dawes coming down pit road. Bunch of other ones coming down as well. All this should, if everything goes right, let me check the pit road's time, total time on pit road. Mark Wilson actually spending a lot more time on pit road. Yeah, compared to Tommy, a lot longer, 3 seconds longer on pit road than Tommy. Same as Terry, also a slow pit stop on him, 9 seconds, and at 8.5 on Mark Wilson. What happened here? Oh, I seen somebody else dropping. Once again, pit stops are starting to take place. David Shutt, we'll see if he comes down pit road right now, working behind a slower car. You see that car possibly not giving up too much right now. David going to come down pit road this time. And now Mark's going to be stuck behind him. And he got over. Great job there. Waited till straight away. Nothing wrong with that. And that was the 81, I do believe, of Bill. It was. Bill Palucki. Currently 22nd right now. A pretty slow pit stop here on David Shutt. Remember, we said that pit strategy could be big. That's a 10-second stop for David. And here you see Tommy coming around. This right here is going to be very important, possibly for the lead. And there you see it. It's going to be close. And Tommy does take that spot away for now. Oh, this is going to come down to the wire for this last race. This right here is getting pretty good. Jody Green also on pit road. Still waiting on our top 3 to pit, as well as Matt Owens back in 7th, and Kevin Kyle, who's in 11th. Still waiting on all 5 of them guys to hit pit road. Let's see if Mark or Dave does. Dave and Mark both on pit road. I would guess Robert would possibly be the final one. So the question is going to be, can Tommy Ryan take over the top spot? This is going to be close, I'm going to be honest. They worked through turns 10. Mark probably just going to take fuel only. I don't know. It's kind of a slow pit stop. 7.3. It's going to be close here. There you see it. Here comes Dave Hill exiting as well. There goes Tommy by. Question's going to be, can Tommy get around Mark for that top spot? This is for the lead. I don't think he's going to be able to get around him. No, he will not. Wow. Great stop there for Mark. Great pit stops. And I'm actually looking, Tommy was actually faster on pit road by 2 seconds over Mark. Mark possibly made that up on the track. Kevin Kyle on pit road, coming in from 11th. See, Matt Owens now exiting pits. We are down to 6 minutes left here in this race. So it is coming down to the wire. And Tommy Ryan trying to close in on Mark and David Shutt, who's currently in 3rd. Dave Hill currently 4th, and Mark Wilson 5th. Great road racing action tonight, though. You see the lights blinking, and if anybody's new to road racing, that is to let the car in front of them know that they're asking to move. They're asking. Some guys don't. That's, it's usually a warning right here. Right on board, you see him right there in the mirror flashing, trying to get William, who we're watching right now. That's who we're riding on board with. We'll probably see him flashing again here once again. Coming out of turn number 6. Right here, you may see William move over. I apologize, it's turn 5. But yeah, not right now. He's not moving over at the moment. Oh, he's going to go off track. Got to be careful. And he does a good job. To be honest, that was a great job of keeping it off track while the leaders was passing. And now, right up in front of him, is Joseph Griffin, who actually pulls off track to and let these guys go. Great looking paint scheme on that car. Does not want to be the cause of somebody losing a race. And that's a great sportsmanship. Out of turn 4 or turn 11, we're going to have showing 4 laps to go, but it is going to be 4 minutes at the line exactly. And we are pretty much nose to tail for the top 3 spots. That has been a fantastic race. Once again, you're watching Red Sox Racing League. And great race so far. Great turnout for tonight. For anybody that wants to know a little about this league, I talked about at the beginning. Probably one of the oldest leagues in iRacing history, which is pretty cool. John Henry, the owner of the Red Sox, was one of the founders of this league. Hence the name Red Sox Racing League. Oh! Mark actually went off track a little bit. Actually may allow Tommy to close that gap up some. But pretty cool to be able to have the opportunity and the honor to actually broadcast this. Really awesome, not going to lie. Really looking forward to this season and what these guys bring out. If they keep bringing stuff like this to the races, we're going to have a great time. It has not disappointed, that's for sure. Working back into turn 11. 1 second separates first through third, 5/10 between each one of the drivers, and it's actually dead even. 5/10 between first and second. Actually, that got a little bit of gap right there out of turn 11. How about that? Battle going to be right now 4-second spot. It is a possibility we could get the white flag next time by. I know it's showing 3 laps to go, but keep in mind this is a time race, and I'm showing 2 minutes left. Oh, we got Jody Green off track. Up in the corkscrew. There's our contact. Oh, there was more than contact. There you go. Jody getting into it. Ooh, right there. Overshot that. Back up towards the front, though, coming into the corkscrew. Here in WeatherTech Raceway, Leguna, Seca. Out of turn 8A into turn 9. Oh, Tommy got off track just a little bit. That may be the opportunity David Shutt need to close the gap up even more. All right, so yeah, it is going to be right. That is 2 laps to go. So we've got a minute left. So we are going to have one more lap. These guys are going to have to push for everything they can now if they want to get the win here. But still a top 3 podium, not bad. Back here, position battle with Scott Hostad, Tyler Stevens. Kind of keeping an eye on that right now. Watching the leaders at the moment, though. And how about the 52 car? Olivier, and I'm wondering if he might have to come back down pit road. I'm showing him in the 9th. Remember, he started up in front. But he may be short on fuel mileage, or fuel, so it's going to be close. Remember, you got to make it back around to pit road. If not, after the race is over. If not, it's a 4-point penalty. Something a little bit different. As you see, Mark has gap now. 1.8 second lead over second. And into turn 11, the white flag is going to wave this time for the driver of the 27 car. Started in 3rd place. White flag is in the air. Who's going to win the first race of the season for Red Sox Racing League? This is a big one. Definitely a way to set the tone for the rest of the season. Don't want to have no mistakes. This is always the part I'm always worried about. Where I always get nervous. I've lost a couple races on the last lap just because I got nervous and overdrove. Track temp did fall down to 81 degrees. It was up to 88 at one point. Or 86, I believe. Watching the battle for second right now. That is close to one. We do got one car around. Christopher Jimmers actually goes around. Or not Jimmers. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I apologize. And there's that. He goes around. We're jumping back up to the lead. He works through the corkscrew. And through turns 9 and 10 this time. And Mark's going to come in here, started in 3rd place, and looking at turn 11, and he's going to see the checker flag and pick up win number 1 on the Red Sox Racing League Class D Series. Second does go to David Shutt. Tommy Ryan is in 3rd. Dave Hill going to cross in 4th. Mark Wilson 5th. Terry Dahl works out of turn number 11. He's going to be in 6th from what I'm seeing. 7th goes to Robert John in 8th. And how about that? He was actually able to make it as well. Oliver picks up, Olivier picks up 9th after starting 1st. Great battle back for him. Now remember, you have to make it back to pit road. So the Ferrari picks up the win over the Ford GTE, and the other Ferrari finishes in 3rd. And as he works through the last part of the track, once again, already has the win. Mark, once again, winning the first race of the season. Remember, you got to make it all the way back to pit road. If not, and there's going to probably be, yeah, it looks like the 9 car actually having some trouble and actually did exit out of the session. So there you see Mark pulling off to the side as he does the donuts. Great place to do them at too. Does look like the 9 car not going to make it back to pit road. Jody Green. Or the 4 car, I apologize, and the 9 car. So that will be a 4-point penalty, I do believe. If I'm not mistaken. And there you go. Winner here tonight goes to the 27. We'll take a quick break. We'll see if we can get any interviews. I'm not sure if they're all in here or not, but we'll try to get one or two. We'll be right back right after this.
Green flag, everybody. Going to be a wreck behind you, going to be a wreck behind you. So I don't know what to do. Somebody put oil down. We're hurting the fence. Are they flagging it? Flag, white flag. Clear. Man, this is it, check a flag.
And welcome back. We are joined by third place Tommy, who finishes in third place tonight. Not bad at all. Tommy, you got a copy?
10-4.
Man, you was able to get out front, lead a few laps. Third place, not too bad. Shakes off a lot of rust. Overall, are you satisfied with third place?
Yeah, I am. I didn't know what to expect. I haven't been a few seasons since I've been racing with Red Sox and got the itch to come back in here and do some twisties. So showed up early not knowing what to expect. A lot of new names in here. Great field. But yeah, I'll take a podium.
Yeah, that's always a good thing, man. So I got to ask the question. Turn one on these restarts, the tires are cold. What was the toughest challenge tonight, man? Pit roads here is always difficult because you got it with the 35% fuel limit. I'm curious to know, what was the biggest challenge for you? Because, was it the cold tires on the start? Was it, pit road because 35% limit? What is the biggest challenge you face when you go into these races?
Actually, the grip is not that bad coming to the green. It's more challenging after the pit stop because the tires have had a heat cycle. And when you come out on the track, man, it feels like, it's pretty tight in the front end. And it won't turn as well until you get a few laps in it. Then it kind of comes back, but, you're on lower fuel. So the car's not going to react as well as it did with a full tank. But that's probably it, man. Just hitting your marks, man, especially getting on pit road, because honestly, I think that's where a lot of these races are won and lost, on how well you can charge the pit road entrance and how well you get out and get rolling very well with a tight race car.
Yeah, and it was very interesting because none of you guys actually got spaced apart. Most of the time you see these races actually get spaced apart a lot up front. So I got to ask the question. We actually leave this racetrack, one of the most famous racetracks in all of our racing, or all of the world, I guess we could say, Leguna, Seca, and we head to Silverstone. So how do you feel about heading there? I haven't actually been to that race, so I'm kind of curious about your thoughts on heading there.
Well, I'm going to tell you, if they change the configuration from the original, and I don't know a whole lot about the place other than I know the track in the old, the first, right. I guess, version of it on iRacing, but I have not even been on the asphalt on the new track, so I have a lot.
Yeah, so it's going to make it very interesting. Well, man, you still started second. And you walk out with the podium, third place tonight. Not bad at all. You was pretty much on rail as you and all the top three was. So good job tonight. Any shout-outs and all that good stuff you want to give out?
Yeah, man, absolutely. My primary sponsor, Patriot Fire, and Coastal Safety Auditors, Northern Tool and Equipment, and DJ Beverly, who helps us put this car together and helps all of his teammates. And thanks to Les, man, he's been putting this thing on for a long, long time. I know it's a bunch of work that he does, and he has some support in here as well. With I think Scott was helping him, and some others that I can't think of their names right now, so I apologize to them. But you guys for putting it on, man. It's fun to go back and watch these things.
Well, man, it was fun to watch you tonight. So thank you for an awesome race, and good luck next week. Hopefully, you can have another good finish.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it. See you guys next week.
Too. Thanks a lot, buddy. You know what? Since we don't actually, I don't think we have anybody in the top three. Terry, you in here?
Yep.
Well, let's actually get an interview with you because the other top three ain't in here. So let's actually talk to you. Finished in sixth place tonight. You started sixth. Overall, not a bad night. You stayed where you started. Are you happy with sixth place tonight? Do you think you left a little bit out there?
Yeah, pretty happy with the sixth place. I always want to be near the front, but these guys are fast up here, and I'm just glad to hang on to.
Yeah, and you know the race actually. I mentioned to Tommy just a minute ago. The race actually didn't really space out. Most of the time, these races tend to space out, but some great racing all over the track tonight. And one reason I wanted to get you in here to interview. I want everybody to kind of understand this league. So, what all can you tell me a little bit more about this league? I did mention that it has been or probably is the longest racing league in all of iRacing.
Yeah, our roots go back a long ways, and as you know, John Henry was one of the guys who started the league with a bunch of Red Sox fans. And over the years, we've actually opened it up to a bunch of other people, and it's been a lot more fun with having a larger.
Yeah, it's interesting because, you know, I broadcasted a road league a long time ago and there wasn't many people in there, but man, you guys have filled this place up. I'm not going to lie. I was very impressed. So good job on that. Congratulations to you and everybody else that has something to do with that. But any shout outs and stuff you want to give out before we get out of here and get ready for Silverstone next week?
Sure, I'd like to shout out to my current sponsor, Hammond Fatties. They were planning on having it on the TV tonight, so we'll see what happens when we check in.
Awesome, man. Thank you. And we'll see you next week, buddy. That was fun tonight.
And thank you for putting on a good show.
Oh, you bet, buddy. Thank you. So that was sixth place. Terry Dahl, who finishes in sixth. Overall, great racing tonight. I think it was one of the best races we got to see in a while here. And as you do that, let's take a look here at your top 10, or actually, let's go ahead and take a look at your results from tonight's race. There you go. Congratulations to that 27 car who finishes out front. Mark David Shutt finishes second. Tommy Rand, who finishes in third place. Dave Hill. Mark Wilson. That was my driver of the night, to be honest with you guys. He actually drove, I believe it was some, 13th or so, up to 5th. Great job for Mark Wilson. There's Terry. We just talked to him, finishing in 6th as you look at the rest of your field. By the way, there's your pole sitter, Olivia, who finished in 9th. Great drive, actually, to come back from that spin and actually pitted very early. So, look at the rest of your field. Matt Owens up in 15th, Kevin Kyle in 17th, David Berry 19th. And you can just see the turnout was no less than what, I'll be honest, I didn't expect it. 23rd for Les Turner. Great racing all night, though. That's going to do it, though, guys. I hope everybody enjoyed the race. I know I did. I'll be back tomorrow night. Our Racing East Series. Hopefully have a special guest with me in the booth. That race will be live from Talladega. So I hope everybody enjoyed it. Y'all have a great night. Take care. God bless. Follow these guys on Facebook for all the more information. Thank y'all. Have a great night.